بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل لساني يفقه قولي. ربنا زدنا علما. اللهم إني أسألك الإخلاص والقبول وأن تنفعنا اللهم بما نقول. اللهم أمين. وبعد. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Tajweed 101 course, simple step-by-step Tajweed course that enables you inshallah how to read the Quran properly and understand its meaning inshallah. Welcome, my name is Maghfira and I am an online Quran teacher and you are watching Maghfira 101, the place to learn and know and understand how to read the Quran properly and understand its meaning. And today inshallah we are going to know how to read letter Ra properly, which is the most requested video from the video. Okay, as you remember that we agreed the tip of the tongue produces lots of letters like Noon, Ra, Dal, Dhal, or Dal, Ta, Ta, Sin, and so on. Okay, and we already done the Noon letter, so we are now going to start with a Ra letter. Ra letter, the most important thing with a Ra letter is that we need to understand its articulation point properly so we can achieve it or we can apply it properly. So we need to understand first the difference between both types of R, the English R and the Arabic Ra letters. So the English R, as you know that, it is pronounced in two different ways. Number one, retroflex. Number two, punched. Okay, so the retroflex, which is the tip of the tongue, is drilled backward like this. Okay, so the tongue is going back part like this, going towards the throat. The tip of the tongue is directed towards the throat, like air. Okay, this is concerning the English R, while the Arabic Ra letter or Arabic Ra isn't like the English R at all, and this is the difference. On the Arabic R, the tip of the tongue touches this part. It should stick to it. Okay, so the English R is retroflex or bunched, while the Arabic R letters or Ra letter isn't like in English at all. So the first concept we need to agree with is the English R isn't the same as Arabic Ra letter. Okay, so Ra, the tongue completely touches the roof of the tongue. Okay, so what is the articulation point of Ra? It is articulated from the tip of the tongue with the gums of the two front top incisors after the makhraj of Noon. As you remember that, we agreed that we have Noon and articulation point, okay? And the Ra articulation point is under it a little bit, beneath it. It is closer to the teeth as you see here. The Noon articulation point is after the Noon articulation point. So the first part is Lam, then Noon, then Ra. So this one is Ra, L, and we need to know that. Pressing the tongue too much, pushing the tongue more than needed, pushing the tongues here, let the sound can't escape, okay? Which is leading the tongue open, then close again. Then open, then close, then open, then close, which leads the r sound to be produced, the repetition sound to be produced. R. This is because of lots of tension or lots of pressure on the tongue. Okay, so the first thing we need to do to adjust letter Ra, number one, to imagine from where it is articulated. Number two, withdraw the tongue a little bit. Do not let the tongue trilled backwards towards the throat opening, okay? Let the tongue just touch the roof of the gum. Ra, like this, okay? And the next thing we need to do to adjust letter Ra is making this circle, this space. Okay, and this will happen when you try to read Lam letter and then shift to Ra. So L, N, L. So you have to feel this opening. So L, Ra, Ri, Ru, L. Okay, this is the inner part of the tongue, the part of the tongue that touches the lower jaw, as you see here. So the tongue is elevated, then let's small space, a tiny space, so that allow the sound to escape. Okay, so this is ra, r, 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 ra, ri, ru, ru, r, like this. This space let part of the sound pass when we pronounce letter R. Also, this space prevent trilling of the tongue while pronouncing letter ra. Okay, and remember that trilling is not in an Arabic R, it is only on the English R. So important note, the tip of the tongue needs to strike the gums to produce the sound correctly. There should be no trilling of the tongue when pronouncing this letter. You can feel it. Both sides of the tongue are touching the roof of the mouth while there is a tiny opening that allow the letter to be produced. So we have now two types of ra, heavy ra and light ra. You know that ra is from the letters that are sometimes being heavy and some other times being light. Okay, let's see the difference between them. Sometimes ra letter as heavy, while ra letter sometimes as a light letter, and this is according to the haraka on top of the ra letter. This is a heavy ra, and the second one is a light ra. And as you see here, both types of ra striking or touching the same part, and the difference only is on the back part of the tongue. Okay, so the heavy ra, when we have ra fatha or ra dhamma, it will be heavy like this. When we have ra kasra, it will be light like this one. So ri, 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 ra, ra, ru, ru, ra, ri, ru, like this. Okay, so we have to do two things to make ra heavy: narrowing the space between the tongue and the roof of the mouth, narrowing the space by elevating the tongue, letting the back part of the tongue to be up so that the ra letter cannot be escaped, so that the sound comes heavy. Ra, ru, ra, ru, like this. While on the ra kasra should ri, 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 nothing preventing the sound from going outside the throat, and that's why it is ra light, ri, while ra and ru are heavy, and it is by narrowing the space of the back part of the throat. So the distance between the mouth and the roof of the tongue is narrow. Okay, so what are the cases that ra letter may be heavy and the ra may be light? Number one, when it has fatha or dhamma on it. So in this case, we have to make it as a heavy, as I just mentioned on the previous example, or sometimes may have sukoon and the preceded letter is fatha or dhamma. Like ra, in this case we have ra fatha, here we have ra dhamma, so rasul, rasul, rasul. Next is ruhama'u, ruhama'u, like this. Here the ra is sukoon preceded by dhamma, and here ra is sukoon preceded by fatha. So here it will be or kud, like this. Or ra heavy, ha hamza dhamma u, then ra sukoon kud, like this. Next one is arjih, 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 ra heavy, arjih, like this. So these are the cases when we have ra heavy, and the next cases are when we have ra light. So when it is kisra, like ri, rijal, rijal, okay. And the next, when we have sukoon preceded by a kasra. So here we have ra sukoon preceded by fat kasra, so it will be fir'aun, 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 like this. Okay, let's stop here today. Inshallah, the next lesson will continue. Try to check yourself and review, check what is the mistakes that you may do it, and if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me, inshallah. Hopefully you find this lesson is easy. Jazakumullahu khairan for your watching. Catch you inshallah on the next lesson. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.